How many of you actually go back and the seller has done what you said? One person. Come on and speak. All right. So, in understanding the market, and our owners have been in the real estate business for several years, one of the challenges is really getting a seller to declutter so the house can be ready for staging on time. So our model works within that, and then we've added a couple services to take the hurdles away. So your chances of having that seller stay on time is good. And in addition to that, the professionalism that's going to come through you by mentioning this, because nobody else is doing it, is going to speak volumes. Okay? So who are we? Marie gave a good overview about what we do. We are moving and storage. Just a couple minutes on the background and we'll get into the specifics. So we are national. So whether somebody wants to store locally or they want to move to Florida, California, we've got that national footprint so we can store and move. And by the way, because we've got containers, we can get there quicker because we buy open space on what's called the move board. And also it's less price than typical moving because we bypass the tariffs. Enough on that. Let's get into what we have here. All right, the model has been broken for storage. You either have like a pods type unit that comes into the home, which is pricey, and then it sits there. So your photographer shows up, takes a picture, you get him back, see the pod in the driveway. Or it just takes a long time because there's no time frame for the seller and they load it at the region. But this does motivate them and create some professionalism and hopefully get some more referrals for you as well. So, I know everybody in this room is been in the business a while, and so moving to you or the process may seem academic, but just put yourself in the seller's mind for a second. You know, this is a life event for them. They're concerned about the time, about the money. If it's a contingency, they're worried about that. They don't know what to do next, and there's a lot going on. So lowering that hurdle for you is good. And other realtors aren't seeing inside that piece and assisting them with just a little bit more of a conversation when you have the topic come up about declutter. Okay, here's the process. It's simple. It's a 1, 2, 3 process. We deliver, as Marie said, a licensed trailer to their home. So there are no restrictions on city or HOAs. Right now, if they deliver a container via other mechanism or other companies, like Pod, etc., and there's an HOA, oftentimes they have to get a permit. So there's a hurdle, and then the process for that. So we bypass that. Number 2, there are a couple options. The trailer comes into their driveway. They can either load it themselves, or if they don't want to do that, we have a full service operation where we can get them packing and loading services to load it into the trailer. And then number 3, 1 to 2 days later, we remove it from the property. Okay, so it doesn't sit there. It's time. The benefits, you're probably looking at about 20% less than the conventional model that comes in the driveway and leaves the unit there. We do have preferred pricing. So if you have a pen, I'm going to give you that in a second, because there's a couple different prices for you. And then one of the things that your peers have suggested is we need to make this clear for the sellers. So how about maybe a picture or video on how to describe the model? Because when we introduce this to everybody, realtors are going to take the time to understand that, right? So we did, but there's a problem. My audio doesn't work today. So you may hear it on my computer. Let's just take a look. So this will be available to you, just a 30-second piece, but it captures the importance of decluttering in a very tactful way, and then how our system works. Catch this. it basically talks about somebody that I got lots of stuff, and you know, I can schlep it back and forth, but what a hassle. Thankfully, there's Zippy Shell. They come in, load, take it away, and by the way, if I need some stuff back, they bring it back. Okay, so it really capsulizes that. And that, from electronic medium standpoint, today's marketplace, just showing that to the consumer, you separate yourself from somebody else.
And it helps them understand that they do not need to rent a truck anymore. They
Right.
don't need to beg and borrow and steal from friends to come help them load stuff. Multiple trips to a local storage unit. You just
Right.
show up, they put it in, we leave. So
Right.
that's important that people, a lot of people don't want to do that or drive a big truck. I'm sorry?
You take it to a storage area.
Correct.
Right?
For them, so they don't have to take it.
Right. So
Load
we
it,
bring it
and
to
then
a
we just
local
take it to
climate
our-
control facility right up here, about 10 miles away.
And they just pay whatever the fee for that is per month.
Yep, so here's, you got your pens out now? All right. And we've also priced this that our monthly fee is basically pretty much at par with the local self-storage. So I had one real, because we just started introducing this program to the market, and the sales manager from a very large operation stood up and said, folks, if we do not explain this and share this with our sellers, we're doing them a disservice. The reason is that the pricing for here in Anne Arundel, Howard County, is $129 a month, and that's for a large unit, and that's 15 feet by 7 by 7. So a couple rooms of furniture, 1.5, 2 rooms of furniture, about 100 square feet. That's $129. For an 8-foot container, which is 8 by 7 by 7, is $99 a month. That's the storage. Then there's a $99 delivery fee. Okay. And then whenever they get it back, there's that redelivery fee. So when you lay that in, as a seller, because it's a lot of work, do I want to take a weekend schlepping stuff back and forth, loading it in my truck, or having friends going to the warehouse, going back and forth and back and forth, or do I want to have a unit come in, have them do it, or I just load into that and it's done. Okay, timing as well. Okay, so that's really important.
Is the redelivery fee the same?
Yes. Yep.
And how did they, if they want something back, how did they mark that in advance?
Yeah, good question. The question was, do they want something back? They can either come, we can stage it at the local facility, or we can just redeliver it to them.
So it would be the entire container.
It's the container, right? Yes.
So you leave the stuff inside the container and just park it there?
Yep, that's right.
That's the beauty of it. They only pack it once. Like when you're transporting things to and from a local facility, I mean, you're putting it in the truck, taking it out of the truck, putting it, so there's so much room for damage when you do things like that. Here, they're just loading it in once and unloading it once. So
They can't do what you're saying, they cannot go back into that and get one thing out.
Yes,
they-
they
yeah,
can. Sure,
They'll
absolutely.
bring the storage container back to you if you do need to get something
Yeah.
out of it, like you accidentally
They need
pack
to,
something.
Yeah, or they can go to the unit. So just like they went to the brick and mortar and had their key.
Fee if they go to the unit?
No,
So they
Well,
can
there
go-
may be a slight fee for staging, but marginal. Let's see. I know you had a question. Did you have one?
No, that was the same question.
Okay. Yes.
Not to throw you under the bus, but you'd be willing to work with an 83-year-old lady that actually has like 250 with 300,000 in equity, but she don't have the cash up front. Would you be able to put something when she closes it and settle? Would you be able to collect it?
You know, that's a unique question.
I mean, it's guaranteed once she settles.
Let's talk about that after. Okay. All
I
right.
don't know if we're gonna do that.
Yes, sir.
And if they leave their container in their driveway, what will be the charge?
Well, we do time it with them, so it's there for 1 to 2 days.
That's it?
Yeah.
And they keep it there for a month because there's no HOA, there's no problem with that?
Yeah, it's 1 to 2 days, and here's the reason too, is that this unit that comes is like 70 grand. It's the trailer that's wrapped with the container inside. So when we speak with them, we understand their needs, when they call into our operation, we time that and they know going in. We also check with them a day or two before the delivery to make sure they're on schedule. If not, we reschedule.
So they have to fill up the container and take it to the store?
They have to
Now,
fill up the
you do not-
container, that's it.
You do not rent it for the product?
Right, right. Okay, so they fill up the container, we take it away. Okay? Yes. Next, here we go. All right.
Jen had a question. John?
I just referred to a client, so was that the number that I was supposed to go on?
Yeah, that's fine. And by the way, Jen, I'm glad, that's okay, I'm glad you brought this up real quick. One more time. This is an option, all right? So, if somebody doesn't want what I'm going to show you in the next 3 minutes, this can be an option, which is $1 first month. Okay? All right, so that's quite an incentive as well. Have to use this, you
I
know.
know, I just got this big flyer that you didn't, I have a ton. There's a lot of things.
Yes, sir.
The concept is, there's a storage container within this trailer that gets removed and put in here.
Yes.
That's why they give us.
Yeah. Want me to go over that again?
The trailer comes with the
The
storage
trailer is the
unit.
delivery mechanism.
Right.
Yes.
Then the storage unit comes out of the trailer, goes into your storage facility, the trailer goes to another.
You're hired.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
But how does it go cross country then? Say if you decide that they would put it on a truck?
Because that unit, that container comes out of the shell and it's warehoused, and then when it's ready to shipping, we wrap it with shipping wrap, and then we put it on a trailer that fits within that system. So it's a big container. Yeah. So here's my suggestion, okay? Because I'm moving on time and I want to be respectful of everybody here. Is you will get this information this afternoon. Click on that video, okay, that I couldn't show. I apologize for that. But let me move on, because here's also the big benefit, all right? So that I want to show you these things in stages so you understood. But what we're adding to it, because one of the big hurdles is not only getting them to stage, the timing, etc., but boxes, right? So we did align ourselves with a major box manufacturer and had the assistance of stagers to come up with a custom staging packet. So, for example, they don't need to stage or declutter their kitchen cabinets too much, so there's no kitchen boxes in here. But the foyer closet and the bedroom closet is important. You want 50% free. So there are 2 wardrobe boxes included in this, as well as various size boxes for lamps and smaller pieces. Bubble wrap, the tape, the wrapping paper, and if you've ever moved, you know how valuable that tape dispenser is. So it's that as well. They book with us. It's $110 worth of stuff if they were to get this at Lowe's for free. So they book with us. Once they book, they'll receive this about 5 business days later. So they can then pack and load, and we time it to bring the trailer in. They either box the stuff into the trailer, or we have somebody load it for them, and it's gone, and the house is ready. Okay, from the decluttering aspect. Okay, nobody else is offering this. So what you've done, one second, is you've told them a solution on how to declutter, right? You've helped them out on the pricing. If nothing else, you've helped them out on the pricing. Why schlep things back and forth to a local facility when they come to your door for basically the same monthly price? And then you've also assisted them with getting boxes. And you've kept the timing of it so you hopefully sell the house quicker for more money.
We'll be around for questions after.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, last thing, okay? This afternoon, you're going to receive an email that looks just like this, okay? One thing that they wanted to is, can we get this not just in paper, but we want this to have electronic medium. So, the first link here, you can open this link up, and it'll come right to your page. So all you have to do, at least, is just print it and share. If you don't want to print it, my suggestion, because this has got impact, is you put this on your iPhone or your laptop or your iPad, and when you have that decluttering conversation, you just extend it by saying, here's a preferred relationship that we're involved with. This is what they do. And you just go through it. And you click on the video because the link is live. All right? So, just to recap, what you need to do is once you get that email, put it in your smartphone. There's a smartphone app, that's option 2. Or you can present it on your laptop or iPad. And of course, you can have paper if you want. Okay? Sorry that we've gone over a little bit. We will be around for questions afterward. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no,
for allowing us to come in.
appreciate